So let's try minimoult versus TheKingTauro. It's a pleasure to see TheKingTauro here because TheKingTauro is part of the Chorizo Zerate community as well, so I'm pretty familiar with TheKingTauro, yeah. And I actually fought TheKingTauro's Hadashani before and beat it using the Indians. Yeah, so TheKingTauro actually runs a really good Hadashani, and I can speak about TheKingTauro's Hadashani personally because I have not only faced against it personally, I have seen it be used against other people in my Wars of Liberty community as well when they would come over to Definitive Edition and run small ligas for it. So, from what I can tell you about TheKingTauro's Hadashani, he plays it very interestingly. He likes to go for Fast Fortress and usually goes for an eventual Industrial Age. He likes to set up a defensive periphery in H3 with the Forest Prowlers, and if he can, he tries to jump into H4 and get the light cannons. So, a very different Hadashani than Aliug, for instance. So yeah, TheKingTauro should do a pretty good job here. But I'm a little worried because minimoult is like a high-level Chinese in this matchup, so it might get really dicey here for him. So we'll see what happens, you know what I mean? I know I'm speaking on behalf of Taro. He's about a 1.4 or so K ELO, so he's not a bad player. I mean, he's really good, better than me. But I just feel like in this case, minimoult's China might be able to beat him out here, just because I know minimoult pretty well. I know he's high-level AoE 3 player. He can do a really good job here. Yeah, and if I could beat TheKingTauro's Hadashani with India, I think Molt could do the same with Chinese. Just saying. So he is picking up his T export card right here. This is always going to be your first card with China in Definitive Edition, that is, because this card was not added to Legacy. Basically gives you a consulate, so it's a 200 wood value. Gives you 100 export, and then it gives you a trickle of export for the rest of the game. So what does that mean? Free consulate, free alliance, basically, because it's giving you the export to be able to afford the alliance. And then, yeah, supports you for the rest of the game with some extra export. So, more battalions, more everything. So it's great. So he's going to go with the French allies here to go for the 400 food crate technology there. Gives you a nice jump start in Age 1 with the extra 400 food. Beautiful. And what deck is he run? Better than Bassi. Better than Bassi. So he's got a pretty good setup in H2. His H3 is looking very solid there with Kijik, Biang Army, Arquebusier, Chukanu, Hand Mortar, Meteor, Manchu, Intervention. Okay. So I kind of have a profile of him. And then Hods. TheKingTauro, at least in the past, would always run very heavy H4 decks. Yeah. So, looks like right now what he does is he has a very open H2. He's got a pretty okay H3 as well. And then he has his light cannons in H4. He loves this card here. So let's see what he ends up doing here. Yeah, he might be playing a more competitive Hadashani here than the one that he used to use against us just because he's dealing with high-level legendary opponents. Yeah, nicely casted. Thanks, man. Thanks for saying that. I really appreciate it. Hadashani going up with the Chief. Very interesting choice. You know, that's very unorthodox, and that just shows you how Taro plays the Hods. He does it a little bit differently than most people. He really strives to go for a Fortress Age Hadashani versus an Age 2 Hadashani. And that means getting access to your Forest Prowlers, getting access to your Musket Riders. Gives you a much better edge there across the board. So I think that'll definitely help out Taro quite a bit. We'll see, most definitely. So it looks like the trading post is right here. Very good. Nice. Beautiful. And where are we at now? Let's see where this war hut goes. So he is opening with 5 villagers. He's already built the war hut here, and he's putting another one down in that spot. He's going to open up with tomahawks here. So he's going double war hut. That's something we don't see a lot of with the Hods. It's usually always just a single war hut, but he's going double war hut there. That's huge. Now, he's going to need a longhouse now to be able to keep making troops, which you think he's going to do there. Great. So, here comes the stepwise, though. This is the thing that the Chinese do to slip you up while they're planning their fast fortress. They'll send the stepwise after you, take out as many villas as possible, and keep you on your toes. And while you're busy doing that, they're aging up and getting their arquebusiers ready. So, there's a method to the madness there. Looks like Taro does get his big bun of tomahawks from the town center there. Okay. Sends a healer in to snare the cavalry. Is that right? Wow, he uses the healer as a snaring unit. That's crazy stuff right there. And now he's double queuing tomahawk as we speak to try to fight these step riders, I bet. Right, and China, they got their 700 coin down, so they will be going to Fortress Age with the Confucian Academy, right? Yep, absolutely. So things are moving along pretty good there for the Chinese, I would say. If Taro's to beat this, he's going to have to go in pretty deep with these tomahawks and apply some real pressure, right? So has he shipped? Yep, he's going to want to ship in his own tomahawks there as well on top of the ones he's trained. He's going to have to go in pretty deep here. So let's see. Okay, he gets one step rider, but he throws tomahawks and gets another one. Okay, so now he's going to go in deep into this direction. Confucian's going to go up over there in that spot. Once the Confucian Academy's built, he's going to have like 8 free arquebusiers, and he's going to like completely melt these tomahawks, so you ought to be careful there. He is still queuing up tomahawks. It looks like he's going all in with the tomahawk push, you can tell there. Yeah, absolutely. So, village is going down. Very nice. Beautiful. Oh wow, get that bill there. Ooh. Oh, uh-oh. Arquebusies. Arquebusies are on you. Arquebusier. That's not good. Arquebusiers are gonna like take these out in groups of like 1 or 2, so you know you're in a serious situation there, yeah. Big time. And Abundant Bowman coming out of the War Hut, very nice. 4 Kanye West horsemen being shipped in on the Hod side, so switching archers and cav. Kind of the wrong situation to be in though, because at this point, is he gonna get Brits very soon? Yeah, he's probably gonna line up with the Brits, and then he's gonna get his 9 redcoats. Yeah, his 9 redcoats there. Very good. So yep, got the Brit Alliance going. We have 9 veteran musketeers with about 8 arquebusiers. Pretty good wombo combo to have. His redcoats. And then he can get a village. He's going to ship in probably like 10 arquebusiers now, and he's just going to mix them in. Oh, he's going with the meteor hammers. That works probably better because that'll be better against the Hyenas. And then he can use the range on the meteor hammers to like try to get better attacks on these tomahawks. Because if he has 4 range, he can fight the tomahawks at range and not have to suffer their hand attacks. So that's a good way to trip up the Hod opponent is with meteor hammers there. Another village coming up in this spot. Redcoats and arquebusiers in there. Oh boy, yeah, try to get those tomahawks there. They're good. Up, get that. Here comes the meteor hammers. Very nice. Oh man, get down 2. Oh, good. Very good. Meteor hammers on Iana Bowman. That's what the unit you want to get, basically. Great. Oh, gap arquebusiers on tomahawks. Perfect. Very, very good. Very good.
Yes, commandment.
Take out the explorer, get rid of the healer. Beautiful. Shipping in about 10 arquebusiers now. A little bit of extra heavy infantry, that's great. And now the Flying Crow is going to be popping in as well. This is a really good setup here for Chinese. Hadashani's unfortunately stuck in age 2 at this point, just spamming archers and tomahawks and everything. He doesn't even have the mass, you know, he's getting a few archers now, but comparatively he's dealing with arquebusiers now. These are a much better unit at this stage than these archers are going to be, so yeah. Because the problem is the arquebusiers have the 20 range and the archers have the 16 range, so the arquebusiers can always make more favorable plays, even if they inevitably do less damage over the same interval. Alright, and also the meteor hammers are snaring too, which makes the arquebusiers shoot even better here. It makes it an even more favorable fight there for minimoult. Yeah. Exactly what he wants there, yeah. Very much so, yeah. Alright, so now we see tomahawks wiping out Chinese Bill. Bit of a nice comeback there, but unfortunately arquebusiers are now on top of him again, and he's just going to be being down by these guys, yeah. Not good at all. Nope, definitely not. Here comes 13 Chukanus as well, very good. GG. Nice attempt, Tauro. He's probably one of the strongest in our community, at least in AoE 3 in terms of ELO, so put on the best fight he could, but minimoult's one of the best players there are, especially with Chinese, so gave him a run for his money there, yeah. I can't remember if I fought KingTauro's Hadashani with the Chinese before. My China is very different. Mine was a lot more unrefined and old school, so I think in that sense, probably I wouldn't have done so good against Tauro than minimoult did, obviously. So yeah, there's that perspective.